you are forming a relationship with a company, you have to be able to trust them to be able to get oils. The company I use particularly for my oils, I've seen all the testing. I know the people who do the buying. I have taken my oils and compared them to what I get from other companies, because I do buy from other companies, and sometimes I buy exactly what I already have just to test. Because there's a lot of companies out there that want to get you to be a client based on a low price point. Well, a low price point is going to get you a pure oil in most cases, but it's not going to get you a potent oil. And I prefer to have the more potent oils. So when people get into this, my company is better than your company baloney, I just ignore it because it's often not the truth. I can think of two companies that are pretty big, and their oils to me are just about the same. So when you're using a pure essential oil, whether you're getting the Now brand off the shelf at Walmart, or you're buying a plant therapy oil or an oil from me, there's different levels of potency. There's different attributes to it. It's almost like when you go to the store and you want to buy a chocolate cake, and you go to Walmart and you buy a chocolate cake, and that's great. It's a real chocolate cake. And then you go to, say, Publix, and their chocolate cake has sprinkles on top. It's still a chocolate cake. It's just, in your opinion, a little bit better because you want the sprinkles. And if you want something that's gluten-free, dairy-free, all of that in your mind that's a much better cake, then you go to the lady down the street that bakes them. All three are chocolate cakes, but they have different attributes for them. So you purchase oils based on what you're looking for. If you're looking just for price, that's great. And if you're looking for other things, that's great too. You just have to find the company that you trust that will give you a pure oil that will also do that for you.
Okay, so talk a little bit about diffusing. You have some information you want to share with us, because I like diffusing oils, and I know there are people who diffuse it in their cars and things like that.
Okay. I absolutely love diffusing. I do. I have diffusers in a lot of the rooms of my house. I use them all the time, whether it to support my moods or to help if I have a headache, or even when I'm trying to study and I need to focus. That's great. What I see, though, is a lot of people out there are diffusing all day, every day. And that's not safe, because your body is getting too much oil, too much of the essential oils in there, and you can actually become sick. You can become desensitized to it. What people don't realize is that when you have something spraying in your air for longer than a few minutes, you become nose blind to it. You can't smell it. So what's been happening is people are putting more oils into their diffuser, and they're letting them run for a longer period of time. And we're seeing children hurt. We're seeing pets hurt, especially dogs and cats, the small ones. They're becoming really sick. And it's not because that somebody diffused, it was because somebody diffused too much and they did it all day long. And it just hangs in the air like that. It's just not healthy. Our lungs need more fresh air in them than we do diffused oils in the air. So for children, depending on their ages, you should diffuse no more than 15 minutes within a 2-hour period. And for little ones, I would diffuse with the bedroom door closed before they went into that room, and have it shut off for a little while, and then have the little one go in. For adults, safe diffusing is 45 minutes on and then at least an hour off. So before you go climb into bed, turn your diffuser on for 45 minutes and then shut it off. You'll still have all the benefits of the diffused oils, but you won't have too much. And not only is it not good for you to let it run all day, it's basically a waste of money because you're not getting any added benefit from it at all. You're just wasting oils and potentially hurting yourself.
All right. We're getting close to wrapping up. So what I'd like you to do is to give our audience information on how to reach you, because I'm sure many of them are going to have questions. So if you want to give your website, email address, if you want to give a phone number, anything that you want to give so that my listeners can get in contact with you.
That would be wonderful. I would love that. My email is kelliestobie@gmail.com. It's KELLIE as in boy, IE @gmail.com. And I can also be reached through text messaging at 727-992-8007. Just give me a text or an email, and I would love to chat and possibly set up a phone consultation for see if I can help you.
Okay. I have probably a couple more questions. One, for a person like myself, I'm in the massage therapy industry, and obviously oils would help my clients, but I don't really, even still, the reason I started using essential oils is I attended a class where the presenter actually had a like a pack she had put together for pain relief, and that's what I focus on my therapy. And basically it blew my mind because she used like 1 drop of oil on the person's foot, and we could visibly see differences in her, where her hands were able to go and not go before we started and things like that. And at that time I was very, very skeptical. This was in 2015. But what was happening is that I had tingling and numbness in my hands, and normally I would go stretch out at the gym and work out, but I didn't have any chance to do that. And what happened is that by the third oil, which she said was for the nerves, and she just basically had to smell it. And I was so skeptical. I just wanted to smell it. I didn't want it to even to be on my body. But what happened next is by the end of that trial of smelling it, I had no tingling and numbness in my hands. And I could tell you this, I don't think it has come back. That tingling and numbness that I used to feel in my hand, I don't think it came back at all after that. What do you see? How do
I see?
Address somebody who's clueless?
Okay, well, what I do is I give personal consultations. I do classes. I love to answer individual questions. And oils can help. And I think that those skeptics out there, if I can talk to them before they start on a road without correct science-based information, then they can learn how wonderful the oils are. I know the kit that you're talking about is called an ERN kit, and it targets the 7 body systems.
Yes.
And I was just as skeptical as you before I had it done on me. And I'll tell you, that ERN kit is amazing. And I know my clients love when I do that because sometimes you just don't know where your pain is coming from, right? So if your hands are swollen and they're hurting, most people wouldn't think that that was coming from pains in your neck. Or they don't know whether it's coming from bone or muscle or nerves. They just, it's hard to tell sometimes. And that ERN kit it's just amazing that it allows you to know where your pain is coming from. And then that way you can focus on it and focus your healing that way. I think that everybody should learn about oils.
Okay, well, it's good to be passionate about what we do. But listen, we have to wrap up. Tell me maybe one important thing that you want my audience to remember when they listen to this podcast.
The most important thing I would want your audience to remember is to research. Research everything that you hear about oils. And don't research through the company you're buying them from. Go to places on Facebook like BTA, the Chemistry of Essential Oils, Robert Tisserand, Essential Oil Consumer Reports, people who make no money from you if you buy from them. Research that. Don't believe anything I said. Go check Tisserand's website, because research is power, and Pinterest and Facebook are notorious for just bad information out there that can actually hurt you.
All right. Well, thank you, and thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you for being on our podcast today, and hopefully we will we would have developed such an interest in this topic that we may need to get you back on to do a follow-up interview. So again, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. And to my listeners, please feel free to contact us. If you have any questions, you can contact us through societybitesradio.com. You could actually contact me at todijadu@gmail.com. And again, our guest has shared her information, and you can reach out to her and get more information. It is vitally important for us to know. One, it's something that will help us and improve our lives. And also, it's something that could also harm us. So we need to know what we're doing or not doing correctly. And it's good to talk to an expert. And Kelly, you are certified, right?
Excuse me?
You're trained and certified?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Are you trained, certified in essential oils, aromatherapy?
Yes, I'm a level 2 certified NAHA aromatherapist, meaning that I graduated at 200 and almost 250 hours of research and school through the NAHA school attributed, certified by the NAHA organization. So I've got a lot of knowledge under my belt, and I am also trained as a holistic nutritional advisor. But yeah, I've been studying essential oils for a few years now.
All right. We have to say goodbye to you today. We thank you again for being with us, and hopefully we'll hear from you again in the future. So thank you for listening to the Jadu Lifestyle Podcast, and please join us for another episode coming up soon.